okay? All right, we'll save this for somebody else. Okay, so now again, you're gonna do hand hygiene, you're gonna walk into the room, you're gonna, you know, this one doesn't even tell you to introduce yourself, does it? But again, I would still like introduce yourself and tell the patient that you're gonna be giving, you know, an IV piggyback medication. You wanna ask to make sure, have you had this medication before? Have you had any issues with it? Do you have any questions? You know, all that good stuff. So then you're gonna actually put on your gloves, but I don't think I brought any. I used to have a box in here.
Over there.
Okay. I wanna simulate it as, I don't know if I can read that. Yeah, I was trying not to make you put too many things in your bag. Okay, so again, you would wash your hands and then put on your gloves as you're walking into the patient's room. There would actually be a table here. I wish I didn't really pull that table out.
Do you want to bring the soil? Do you want to bring
The linen, so linen top.
Oh yeah, bring that. That'll work. Because I want you to be able to check your 6 rights. Okay, so besides bringing your med, your tubing, and your alcohol, don't forget your MAR.
More, okay.
You're gonna need your MAR, okay? Remember that. Okay, perfect. And do you have your MAR? Okay, perfect. Because again, in real life, obviously, it's gonna pop up on the computer when you barcode, but we don't have a computer to pop up on. So again, just always remember your MAR. Okay, so now you already introduced yourself, you washed your hands, and you're ready to check your 6 rights in the patient's room. So again, this patient is going to have an ID bracelet on. So you will need to actually take your MAR and verify it to the bracelet. Okay, so here's where you're gonna check your 6 rights.
And then do you ask them to verbalize their name and birthday?
Yeah, I would just say, I'm checking name, and then you're gonna say, I mean, I can say it as the tester, but we need to see that you're checking it against the bracelet. So check the bracelet and say, let me see your bracelet, your name is, and they'll say Susie Smith, and then you check it, and then you say, what's the birthday? And you'll see, I see the birth date is, 8/28/2012, and let me read the MRN number to you, and then you read it and say, oh, that's correct, it matches the MAR, okay? Then you're gonna do your check with your clindamycin, so go ahead and do that.
Okay, so the right drug is clindamycin. This is so forward, but
That's okay.
And then the right dose is 700 milligrams and 50 milliliters NaCl.
Okay.
And then the right time is every 12 hours, but I'm administering it now. And then the right reason would be it's an antibiotic.
Okay.
And then the right route is IV.
Okay, what else? What did she miss?
Right, just wait to see allergies.
Allergies.
And expiration.
So again, expiration is not like technically one of the 6 rights, but we do teach you to like check expiration
Would
date.
you check for allergies when you're checking their band?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Again, if you do it, like you realize you forget it, and then you do it, like after you just did your checks, we give you credit for it. Just as long as you do it before you hang it. Okay, it's important that you do it before you hang it. If you realize you forgot and you've already hung the medication, then we have to dock you the whole area, because that's all or nothing. Okay. Okay. So, no, good. This is why you practice. Like, so you make sure. And again, if you have your MAR, just remember, look at everything that's on your MAR. Your allergies is staring you right in the face. Take a deep breath for a minute and think, okay, I did the right drug, I did the right dose, I did the right route, I did the right time. And the frequency you said it's every 12, I'm gonna give it now. But just make sure you verbalize, it's ordered every 12. I would check to make sure it was given 12 hours ago, so I'm gonna give it now. Okay? Okay, perfect. All right, so you have everything ready to go. You've checked now your 2nd right, so now you're actually gonna perform your skill. Okay, so what you're gonna do first is you have your new tubing. You want to make sure it's clamped. Okay. And you're actually going to attach your bag. So you can, pull that out. and make sure you pull that off, and you don't want to contaminate it. And save all your little pieces. That's okay.
I'm gonna hold these for you for you.
Okay.
Okay, and so now you can actually, you're gonna have to scrub the hub, so you can sit that down. Some people hang it up, and then when you back prime, you're gonna lower it. It's up to you.
But in the meantime, it can sit on the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do you want us to verbalize that we would do it for 15 seconds?
Yeah, we're not gonna time you. Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna see, you don't have to sit there and
But
we're not timing
verbalize.
you for 15 seconds. For purposes of timing, the students will say, I would scrub for 15 seconds, and some of them are scrubbing, and I'm like, that's okay, as long as you verbalize it's 15 seconds. But make sure you do that, cause I mean, we should be consistent in how we're all grading amongst the faculty, but if they don't hear you say that, then they might count you off. So just say you would do it for 15 seconds. Okay, perfect. And then again, you don't wanna contaminate the end of this. So, you're gonna go ahead and take your blue cap off?
So while you're scrubbing the whiteboard, would you hold the end of that so it's not laying on the table?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And again, it might be easier if some students would have had this hung, while you're scrubbing and had the cap on it, just as long as it's not contaminated. And so now you have it plugged in, and now you're gonna have to take it down because you're gonna back prime. Okay? So again, remember this bag has to be lower than the primary bag to back prime. And so I recommend exactly how you're holding it. Some students have it like down like this as an angle and you can't see the drip chamber being full. So again, remember you're gonna open up the clamp and you're gonna all the way, and this fluid is gonna back prime, there we go, and just only enough to get to at least a half or a little bit more, because we don't wanna dilute the new medication. Okay, perfect. So for new tubing, and again, just a tiny bubble. That's okay. So now you've actually back primed. Okay, so now that you've back primed, then you can you can hang that up, and then you can lower your primary bag. And really there's no order. Like if you wanna hang that first, you were gonna make this lower before you back primed, I wouldn't have counted off for that. But it just seems like it's easier to back prime when that one's higher. Okay, but you'll see everybody do it differently. As long as you put the blue hook in before you start your pump, you're fine, okay? Okay, perfect. So now you're ready to program your pump. So you're gonna go to channel select, and you're gonna need your MAR, okay? And remember, you have to click secondary. And then now you're gonna find your med that's on your MAR. So you can just hit the A through E, because you're gonna have C. And then hit C. And then it's all alphabetized. Since you have clindamycin, then just page down. Perfect. Okay, and then click clindamycin. Okay, and so it's ordered in milligrams per milliliter, so you say yes. Okay, so now it's gonna actually ask for your dose. Some concentrations are pre-programmed in here, and if yours is already in there, you can just click on this, but this one isn't. So what's your dose?
700 milligrams.
Okay. And then click your volume. What's your volume?
50.
50, yeah. Sorry, I'm in everybody's way. And then the weight actually, I don't believe it's gonna ask you the weight. I think the pumps already are pre-programmed, but our weight was, what's our weight on there?
35.
Okay, 35 kilos. Okay, and then hit next. Okay, and so now this one says it's going to infuse over an hour. What does your order say?
40 minutes.
40 minutes. Okay, sometimes they'll match, sometimes they won't. So hit duration and then hit 40. But you need to recognize that because it's got to match the rate that you told us that it was going to infuse.
75.
So 40 minutes, okay. So if you hit start, it's going to say 75 milliliters per hour, which is the rate that you all calculated in the med room, which is awesome. And you need to unclamp your clamp. And you got both your clamps clamped. I'd recommend, okay, yeah.
Just clamping one.
Yeah, just, the roller clamp is usually what I just clamp.
Okay.
So then you can easily, and then you have to check to make sure the green light's on. This says clindamycin. This isn't part of your testing, but technically part of your testing is that you would look to make sure the drips in the drip chamber. You would actually check the IV site and make sure that it's not irritated. Ask the patient how they're feeling, because again, you're hoping that they don't have any type of reaction. And if they say everything is great, then again, you're just going to give them the call light. You're going to lower the bed and, put the rails up, do hand hygiene, take off your gloves, and then you're going to document and record. On here, I didn't see where it said provides privacy. Oh, yes,
Yeah,
it
it's at the
did.
beginning,
I forgot
yeah.
to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.